All right, talk to me.
Bang, 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 bang.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I want to talk about something. So yesterday, I decided to talk about OpenAI and talk about how they're coming out with this new OpenAI device, and everything's all fine and dandy. But guess what? It's not that much better than what's out there right now, and it really looks like it's going to be a device that's used to just track you and basically use your information in your real-time situation to give OpenAI more information to train their model, uh, because they're being backed by Microsoft right now, and Microsoft says 100,000 people using your device is not enough. We need 100,000. We need a few 100 million people using your stuff. So you need to make this free, garner some adaptability, and we'll get this thing going. All right. So let's not mess around. So that was the story yesterday. And once again, I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. Q2's coming to an end for some of these companies. The financial quarter's coming to an end. They need to get the buzzwords pumping. They need to get a few buzzwords out there so people can buy their things. I think there was a tally of how many times AI was said during the Google event. It was 120, 121 or something like that. So they know what they're doing. So let's just quickly go down all the nonsense that Google decided to announce, and let's just see if it's worth it, if it's not worth it, so on and so forth. Google I/O 2024, everything announced. There's a 17-minute long video. I was gonna do a react to that, but then I was just like, I don't want to sit here for 17 minutes. It's gonna be like 30 minutes to cut. Does anybody want to watch a 13-minute long video, 30-minute long video of me trying to react to this thing? I don't know. I'll let you guys live report it. And also really pay attention to the bigger issue with Google wanting to introduce AI, because they're currently, and this is being kept quiet, Google's currently being sued by the United States for their antitrust issues. And what do I mean by antitrust issues? If Google is considered to be in mass control of all the algorithms that generate search revenue, think about when you search for something. If Google can control that and they start creating things that they want to then use to push their information to the front, it creates an anti-competitive issue that I don't think they're really prepared for. But Google I/O just ended, and it was packed with AI announcements as expected. The event focused heavily on Google Gemini AI model, along with the ways they're how they're going to bring it integrated into apps like Workspace and Chrome. If you didn't go to tune in to the event live, you can catch up with all the latest announcements here. So Google Lens now lets you search by recording a video. So just like yesterday with OpenAI, they introduced their video version of this where you can now record things. This creates a very interesting thing about recording in public, or if you connect an API of this language model to some Meta glasses or some visual VR, anything, where you can just record outside of your house, record your Ring doorbell, and just gather data without any recourse. When Amazon decided to buy Ring doorbell, they got sued because they were recording and storing and visualizing people's data, and also they were listening in on kids' conversations, which they're not allowed to do. There's so many issues with this, but I'm pretty sure it has a basic level of understanding. This is kind of sus because Google never does, like, their demos have already been caught cheating once. Google Lens already lets you search for some things based on images, but now Google's taking things a step further with the ability to search with videos. This means you can take a video of something you want to search for and ask a question during the video, and Google AI will attempt to pull the relevant answers from the web. This is meaningless to me. The Gemini will answer questions about your photo library. Creepy. Ask Google to look up a picture of something. No, this is dumb. This is not going to help people become more organized. So basically, an organization thing for for your photo. If you're a real adult, you have albums. No one's really mad about this. Google flagship Gemini model gets faster and more capable. Let's hear about it. Google will introduce a new AI model in its lineup, Gemini 1.5 Flash. The new multimodal model is just as powerful as Gemini point 1 Pro, 0.15 Pro, but it's optimized for narrow, high frequency, low latency tasks that makes it better at generating fast responses. This is, I read the whole sentence. Nothing said there was mildly impressive. Google is faster than the Pro. Shut up. Google also made some changes to Gemini 1.5 that says it will improve its ability to translate, reason, and code. Also, Google says that it's doubled Gemini 1.5 Pro's context window, how much information it can take in, from 1 million to 2 million tokens. That's interesting because I wasn't sure what was the amount for OpenAI. I think they're sort of on par here, but they might have just edged them out with this, which is pretty interesting. They got another one. Google joins users in Workspace, so somebody to take notes. Similar, man. It's like these AI companies are almost copying off of each other. It's crazy. So Google has their own now assistant, just like OpenAI does. Once again, I'm not too familiar with it. I hope this AI doesn't flirt with you. I haven't seen a lot of postings about that. Hopefully, this AI doesn't flirt with you as much as the fucking OpenAI ChatGPT 4.0 flirts with you like it wants to have your baby. Project Astra is Google's Star Trek AI feature. This sounds annoying. Google Project Astra is a multimodal AI assistant that the company hopes will become a do-everything virtual assistant. Oh, so we get like a Jarvis that can watch and understand what it sees through your device camera, remembers where your things are, and do things for you. It is powering many of the most impressive demos I/O this year, and the company aims for it to be an honest to goodness AI agent. Yeah, that was the vibe. Yeah, so this one is wholesome. OpenAI is a flirtatious little scallywag, and this one's just a wholesome little bugger that no one thinks anything of. VO brings Sora style video generation to creators, so some more AI generated videos. It seems to be getting a little bit better at making images. That horse's back just looks really, really big. I mean, you can see the light protruding through some of the solid blacks, but once again, this isn't remotely entertaining to me, because why can't we just have a real one? Yeah, I don't know. You'll never get me to be entertained by Sora, but that's their version of Sora. Gemini brings custom chatbot creations to Gemini. Whether you need a yoga bestie or a calculus tutor, in the coming months, you will be able to customize Gemini, saving time when you have specific ways or interactions with Gemini. So could you imagine, instead of going to a yoga class and making real human connections, no, stay at home, roll out your little rug, and do yoga in front of your phone, and your phone will tell you if you're doing a good job or not. Could you imagine the balls that this yoga, that this device thinks, that Google thinks that they're about to make genuine connections with these things? We're not going to give you the ability to connect better. Like, why we haven't figured out a way. Okay, we're putting a lot of energy into OpenAI nonsense, and we haven't even figured out a way to get internet around the whole entire United States. I still can't drive up the block to Walmart or Target or any of these other places and have 5G connection, or I can't have fiber internet in my house. But we're talking about creating an AI assistant. We're bringing the cart before the horse. Gemini becomes a better conversation partner. Okay, yeah, this is gonna piss me off. The new Gemini Live feature aims to make voice chat with Gemini feel more natural. Do they have? Oh, they better not have a. The chatbot voices will update with some extra personality. Great. And users will be able to interrupt in mid-sentence, because that's how normal conversations happen. Hey, can you explain something? Now shut the fuck up. Let me explain it to you, actually. Like, This happened during the OpenAI interview, and I found it to be very off-putting and jarring because their bot seems to meander and wander off in conversation. So they're not effective of communicating efficiently, which is important. Once again, I don't want to have to talk to my tools. I want to use my tools. Gemini is also getting a new integration that will let it update or draw info from Google Calendar tasks and keep using multi-modal features to do things like adding details from flyers to your personal calendar. Circle to search to help solve math problems, so kids will get better at cheating at their homework. Good for them. An AI overhaul. Google search gets an AI overhaul. So this section right here is super important. Google search gets an overhaul. Google will now roll out AI overview, formerly known as Search Generative Experience, a mouthful. Everyone in the U.S. this week now. A specialized Gemini model will allow and design populate result pages with summarized answers for web similar to what you see in AI searches tools like Perplexity and Arc Search. Now this is a tad bit of a problem because of this article. So not too long ago we were talking about Open AI and all of these AI devices. Where are they getting their information from? And if you know anything about these Open AI companies, their information is generated by what is already on the internet and other large language learning models. But imagine you're a company that sells cookies in Chicago. And when you first started your business, you knew marketing was going to be 20% of your ad revenue or your revenue. So you put that money aside and paid for it. Now imagine Google creates an AI bot that says, oh, this AI bot that doesn't know about your company, hey, I want to know where the best cookies are in the area. And it uses the information it has from its own Google search reviews. You could be the cookie store next door to that house, but if you search for cookies, it'll give you a cookie shop in the next town over because Google put their ads, because they paid Google up front and Google puts their information up front. So the brick and mortars, the small mom pop and shops, the local businesses will suffer greatly. Just like any town that suffers horrendously when a Walmart shows up. There's a lot of pushback happening in the community these days because whenever we have a situation where, take Kansas City for example, they literally just won the NFL championship. But the fans are refusing to give them a loan to pay for their stadium because why can't they afford that shit, right? So this is the same principle. Is it fair that Google holds this knowledge and now has a device that will be able to push something they believe to be the most pertinent thing? And for them, it comes down to business, money, and numbers. Whoever's paying them, they're going to talk about them. And imagine if you don't have the budget to put your information into Google's AI system. Furthermore, there's already people seeing consequences of these actions due to this. We talked about the yoga instructor. There's a person who provides a specific type of gym training who's no longer getting hits because Google's recommending their workout apps and their workout programs over a local in-person actual thing. And the moment that AI starts to remove human elements unnecessarily, it has to beg the question, is it worth it? Let me work it. Can you put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it? You gotta ask the question. Another interesting feature, Android gets AI-powered scam detection. Using a device, Gemini Nano AI Smarts, Google says Android phones will be able to help you avoid scam calls by looking out for red flags like common scammer conversation patterns and then popping up real-time warnings like one above. The company promises to offer more details on the feature later in a year. I am baffled. And I can't wait till the TOS of these new AI devices come out. Because when these older devices are going to run King Supreme. Because who wants to put that much information Who wants to put that much information or give up that much information? That means you're going to have to acknowledge that you're okay with Google, not your phone provider who has to live by FTC regulations. You're going to give Google the ability to listen in on all your conversations, because they can have a blanket statement that says we're going to listen to all phone conversations and decide later which ones are scam. And notice that they say that they don't have any details on this. A lot of half-baked ideas. I am not, and let me be careful here because I don't want to stifle innovation. What I want to do is bring caution to innovation. We shouldn't be talking about features like listening in on people's conversations without first promising how you're going to protect people's information. Google Chrome is getting an AI assistant. This is great because like I just now figured out how to get the thing off of Windows. I don't know if it'll pop up. Yeah, there it is. Copilot right there. Like it's forcing itself into. I didn't install Copilot. I didn't ask for Copilot to be installed on none of my devices, but there it is. They're gonna find a way of pushing it on you. They're gonna find a way of making you use it. So an extension for Google Chrome's coming, and the first person to build the extension that turns it off, I'll pay money for that. Okay. Google upgrades is Synth ID AI watermark. Google says it's expanding its Synth AI. It can do. Company says will embed watermarks into content created with new Vivo video generator. So Vivo's their version of Sora and generator, and it'll allow the AI generated video to be watermarked as fake or as like watermark things. So what do we have to say about this? If you watch my video from about OpenAI, you're gonna get a lot of the same here. There's no facet of my imagination that lets me think that Google isn't trying to play the catch-up game. I don't see a lot of information here about their benchmarks, and while there are a bunch of great video essay technical people out there that could do that, I'm here to tell you none of these AIs are significantly better, leaps and bounds better than any one of themselves. But what they are about to start doing collectively as a group really damn well is taking people's information and spreading it like wildfire, right? They're going to find ways of abusing this technology and making people who are unaware of the process pay dearly for it. So how are some things? So before you download or accept or do anything with this technology, please familiarize yourself with the TOS. Hell, put the TOS into AI and ask it, is there anything in here that would incriminate or make me liable or something like that? Because they're able to listen to your phone calls, which I believe is a step beyond OpenAI. OpenAI didn't have a telephone feature. Google having a telephone feature is mad wild. And when you think about how just a few weeks ago, they re-upped and re-signed the Patriot, one of the old long-standing Patriot Act things that said basically we don't need a warrant to listen in on people's conversations. It's just another way that these corporations are trying to make a profit off of us. And when's it going to stop? When is the tail of capitalism going to be eaten by all of this? We have nothing but a room full of promises about AI capabilities, no talks about how it's going to be ethically sound or ethically handled. None of that is being put into the conversation. Nothing about even protecting people's information was put into this whole entire article. But that's just my perspective on it. AI is a tool. We don't need a friend. Let's make stuff that is actually meaningful for me. As it stands today, there's literally nothing mentioned in any of these articles other than probably teaching me things I don't know about code or programming languages that they still imagine, that they still fake and pretend like they know what they're talking about. Still happens. So I'll be interested to see how it goes. Clap it up. Let me know what y'all think. Skynet's coming for us, y'all. Are you ready? See you on the other side. Ooh.